Hello there, my name is davidtki, and I get to kick off NES Block. So, runner's choice here. I have decided to go back to King's Quest V, Absence Makes the Heart Go Yonder, the NES version. I did show this off at NES Block last summer, but since then I've learned a few new tricks that I kind of want to show. Those tricks were showcased in Big Bad Game-a-thon earlier this year. So, have you previously played King's Quest V? I hope so. All right, so I'll go ahead and start time on selecting yes. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we are King Graham here. Graham, watch out! A poisonous snake! All right, we're going to go straight into town here, and I'm going to note that this was originally a point-and-click adventure game for the PC. Released originally on floppy disk, and then later it had a CD-ROM release with voice acting, which was of its time. So they have kind of ported the controls. Ooh, watch out for the bear, Graham! They have kind of ported point-and-click controls to the NES somehow, some way. So, I'm going to the top here, selecting my stuff. One thing is that when you use an item or try to interact with something, Graham is going to walk to a place and then do his interaction. I am Queen Beatrice! And then, but when Graham is walking, it's a little bit slower than when I'm controlling him normally. So you're usually trying to get as close to the interacting point as possible, and then selecting your action. I'm just gonna go straight into the desert here. The desert is very hot and dry, so you're gonna need to drink water regularly. The desert layout is somewhat similar to the PC version, but it's been compressed a little bit, so you won't have to travel as many screens to get to certain locations. You do have to go into the middle of the desert and grab this random boot in the middle of nowhere. It's important, I assure you. The hot sun and choking desert are taking their toll on Graham. He must get some water, and soon. I do have enough time to drink the water here before the bandit comes in, but it's a little bit risky, so I'm just gonna hide behind the rock here seamlessly. Open sesame! Better remember that. He knocked on the door with the staff and said, "Open sesame." Okay, well, I'm going to need a little bit of water. Yeah, you don't normally expect to go into the desert immediately and have to map it out yourself at the beginning of a game, but, King's Quest is special. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm skipping right past the oasis there because I know there happens to be water at this jamming background here. Water in a jar right here. And I'll go ahead and enter this tent here. The bandit's sleeping. You can go left around the pole, but it's a little more risky. You risk walking into him and waking him up, so I'm taking the safe path and going around the right side. Let's see, I got water there, so I should have enough in me to make it back to the vault. So I don't need to drink at this oasis here. The hot sun and choking sand are taking their toll on Graham. Alright, we'll go ahead and get back here. This inventory is very awkward. Open sesame! Oh no, the staff broke, so I'm not going to have a lot of time. Let's just go ahead and grab the coin that happens to be right here, and then wait, there's a jar on the floor. Oh, I forgot to grab it. I hope that's not going to be a problem later. Usually in these point-and-click items, you need everything point-and-click adventures, you need every item you can get. Whatever. I'm just gonna hope that the jar wasn't important. Hopefully it's fine. And anyways, I've got everything that I need from the desert. I robbed the bandits of one coin so that I could give that 1 coin to the fortune teller. Is that really the whole reason I went through all this? Is to get 1 coin? Cedric did not follow me into the desert. Bastion of Courage, that owl. King's Quest 6 actually has Owl Courage potion in its pawn shop somewhere. Alright, get the coin to see the fortune teller, who's going to actually tell us what the plot of the game is. In King's Quest 3, Alexander turned Mananan into a cat. Mordak, who is also a wizard, somehow cannot turn Mananan back into his normal form. But he can make Alexander tiny. No, Mordak, I did not see you playing with your dolls again. Alright. So, we'll go ahead and move along here. The Weeping Willow Tree. I think that's a pun. Sierra loves their puns. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and enter this dark forest. We should have everything we need to deal with it. I think I got the beeswax. Not the beeswax, the honeycomb. I'm going to go ahead and make a safety save here, just in case. You can see this very awkward menuing system. Alright. Oh, there's a witch here. I better take this necklace and actually put it on. It's not automatically on me as I do this. Okay, it protected me from the spell that turns me into a frog. Apparently trespassers... Oh, she blocks the bridge. Right, that's what I need the lamp for. Will you pretty please move out of my way? No? Is that a no? Okay. Alright, let me just scoot right by you. Okay, yeah. There we go. We didn't need the lamp after all, see? And we're just gonna go into this witch's house and rob her of everything she owns. Like, there's all sorts of things here. 3 gems, a spinning wheel, and some sort of key here. Yeah, she doesn't need any of it. Oh, hello there. Goodbye there. I'm just gonna leave you be. Just have fun there. I'm going to use your little key here to rob this tree. You clearly have something important here. No, I cannot press left to wrap around the inventory. I have to press right several times, and it drops inputs a lot. It's very awkward. Speaking of awkward, the save system is a little bit unusual. On the PC version, it's pretty much just a memory dump. But on this version, I think all they're saving is stuff like what you have in your inventory, what screen you're on. If I restore this save, I'm suddenly back at the entrance to the screen, and also the witch is gone. The game was in a glitched state of some sort because I slipped past the witch. But restoring the save has restored the state of the game somehow. Something like that. Oh well. There are elves in this part of the forest, so I'm going to go ahead and throw out 3 gems and lure the elf to me so that I can catch it. Alright, come here, you. I'm gonna catch you. What? Missed him? Oh, that's right. I was supposed to take this honeycomb and squeeze it out so the elf gets trapped in it, and then throw out the gems. Well, let me just do that, leave, and oh, rock's out of the way. Let's move on. This way, follow me. That's kind of why I think the game is only tracking like item usage and screens and maybe a couple of flags. Because like, how else do you explain the game thinking the rock should be out of the way? Gams. Very nice gams here. I never take anything without giving in return. I mean, you did. Until I followed you. Oh, but you make sure to wave bye to the elves. You know, these graphics are really quite interesting because I think they're working with limitations of the NES here. On the PC version, they have these painted out landscapes in like 320 by 200 resolution, but I don't think the NES can quite do that, so they've had to fudge something together with a whole bunch of tiles. Speaking of, it turns out this heart belongs to the Weeping Willow. My heart, you found it. I don't need this old thing anymore. Look at me, I'm a princess again. They've actually cut out some dialogue here. Yeah, this was originally a floppy game. They've had to cut out some stuff in order to fit it onto the NES cartridge, so this whole thing is really a miracle that it exists. Whether that's good that it exists is another story, but, you know, I'm enjoying it regardless. But wait, there's more. You get a harp, you get a tambourine with it for free. There's a dog messing with the ants. I grabbed a stick earlier, at least I think I did. Yes. I'm kind of on autopilot right now and forgetting what I have actually done. But yeah, throw the stick. Dog plays fetch. And then King Antony here says he will help us out whenever we need it. So, well, hopefully we won't need that help too soon. Oh, look, there's a haystack. I'm gonna search it, but I can't find anything in here. Oh, look, the ants are searching it. They're gonna find a needle here in a haystack. It's a golden needle. Why, thank you, King Antony. Thank you for the help. Well, at least you weren't in debt to me for too long. I'm kind of pathing a little bit interestingly here because walking left to right is slow, and some of these up-down screen transitions actually stick you on like the center of the screen or the right side of the screen and cut down on the left-right movement. Oh wait, that spinning wheel was this gnome's, and in exchange for it, Graham wants the child's toy. Yeah, I think Graham is the hero. Is Graham the hero? Well, we'll find out here in a moment, because we're coming onto this screen with an infamous puzzle where a cat is chasing a rat. You don't have a lot of time to react to this. In fact, I gotta concentrate to make sure I don't miss, because missing once could result in the cat catching the rat, and on the PC version, the game would be unwinnable forever. But since this version doesn't seem to remember that the cat caught the rat, it's possible to come back to that screen later and see the cat chasing the rat again. Oh, there's a little bit of inventory management going on here because I picked up an item, and now I can press down to go to the marionette. I don't have to press right several times to scroll across the entire screen. Save myself a few D-pad presses there. And for the marionette, I get a sled. Yeah, because it's winter. I mean, if you're here in Pittsburgh, you can see how cold it is outside. A sled would be perfect for this weather. I think Graham knows that we're in Pittsburgh freezing weather at the moment. Okay, the golden needle belongs to the tailor. So we're going to give the tailor their golden needle back, but Graham wants a cloak for it. Well, gotta dress up for this weather. And finally, we're gonna go to the cobbler's shop, but they don't have any shoes right now. So, you know, I think this is kind of a roundabout shout out to a fairy tale, because the very fine shoes that we got from the elves, we're gonna give them to the cobbler, and they're gonna be able to retire off of those shoes. So we get his hammer. And in an adventure game, when you have a hammer, you're going to use it for something, but it's probably not going to be a nail. Oh, and I picked up a silver coin in town, for which we will get this very, very, very important custard pie. Sir, I would like to purchase one of your custard pies. Be sure to enjoy your pie. Oh, I'm sure I will. And finally, we're going to go into the inn here and talk to these fine gentlemen, ow, who are just going to tie me up and throw me in the basement. Oh, the rat I saved is here. Alright, but we did that so that we could get this rope. We got captured on purpose. Fools, you have given me the very tool that I need to do something completely unrelated later. I'll know it when I see it. Oh yeah, and use the hammer on the lock, and then... Oh, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and steal a leg of lamb from them. There. Now we have everything we need, because we have just gone on pretty much 15-20 minutes of elaborate fetch quest in order to get the things that we need to get past the poisonous snake. Yeah, the game doesn't remember that. Cedric said there was a poisonous snake here. Watch out, a poisonous snake! Come on, D-pad, do something! It's eating my inputs. Cedric, fetch the snake-repelling tambourine. Yeah, snakes are frightened by tambourines. Very frightened. We go right a screen. A few hours later, suddenly it is Pittsburgh here. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and put on the cloak, and then we'll eat a leg of lamb. And Graham is only going to eat about half the leg of lamb, which I'm glad it's not me adventuring on this mountain, because last night eating at a restaurant, I found that I was the only one who could actually finish the thing that I ordered. So if I was doing this mountain instead of Graham, then I'd probably be in a spot of trouble, because that leg of lamb that he didn't eat, we're going to need it later. Because of course we are. Wow, he's climbing that rope entirely with his hands. He's not using his legs at all. Okay, we are going to jump on these things. Got to make sure it's the correct ones. Don't do those bottom two. They are not stable. Alright, we're past that. And then I should be making safety saves more, because I didn't actually pull up the password page. So if something ends up going wrong, I may be in trouble. Let's make a safety save here. And then, oh, there's a hill here. Oh, and also Cedric's gone, so yay! Let's have some fun! Rosebud. Oh. And then it suddenly stops. Drat, my sled is broken. There's an eagle here. Well, hello there, eagle. You look hungry. Would you like some leg of lamb? There you are, if this would help you. You are a kind man to share your meager food supplies with me. I think you can also share the custard pie with him, but don't. This is Queen Isabella. Yeah, she wants to put me to death, but you know what? I'm gonna just play this heart for her and she'll change her mind. Wait, my pets. And it's gonna thaw out her heart a little bit, and she's like, never mind. You don't have to go to death for me. You just have to defeat a Yeti for me. No problem. Just take out the Yeti. And then we follow this very well animated wolf to where the Yeti lives. Yonder's the crystal cave. There you will find the Yeti. I actually fall off the ledge here quite often, so I'm going to do another safety save. So let's just move carefully here. Oh, there's the Yeti. So, how do you defeat a Yeti? Why, you befriend it with a little bit of custard pie. I think he liked it. One of the things they've done to fit this onto a cartridge is compress down some of these rooms. Normally the interior of a cave is a separate room, but instead we have outside cave, inside cave. It's all one room. They compress a bit of stuff, cut out what they can. So, you know, just And there's also normally a cutscene of you following the wolf back to the cave. That's a screen that they've cut out. And then usually after this, we're going to just take... This is definitely a very good game that everyone should play. I absolutely agree that everyone should play this. So yeah, in the PC version, you move on, and then you have like a whole second screen to go through from a top-down view where you climb up a ledge. But here, we're just going to take 10 steps. Look out, Graham! And then suddenly, bird. I guess they had to do this little animation to make it more clear that Graham was taken by a giant bird with 2 heads. Oh, don't forget to... grab the locket here and the brief moment you have before the egg hatches. 2 heads. Anytime now. Hang on, friend. I'll get you out of this. And then he carries you all the way off the mountain and to the beach. That bird can lift a lot. Like, if you've ever seen Graham drawn on the PC version, he's absolutely jacked. He cannot be that light. Like, even though he's a relatively thin person, like, he's very muscular. Okay, this boat here has a hole in the bottom that you will never know about until you take the boat out, and then it sinks and you die because reasons. Okay, thankfully the game did not crash there. I have had the game crash there once before. I don't know what caused it, but it would be very bad if it crashed because the save games I've been making, they don't persist when you turn the console off. They're not battery saved. They're only here until they're temporary. You need to write down a password. Okay. We take the boat out to an island. A pleasant-looking island. There's something glowing there, but there's also harpies. And they come out of nowhere. Graham, help me! I'll get right on that, Cedric. Okay, and then the harpies grab me, and they're like... They're thinking about eating me, but I have a secret weapon. Harpies like harps, right? I mean, they complained about Graham potentially being a little too stringy on the bones, I guess, but then they grabbed the harp, which is even more stringy? I don't know. Oh, Cedric's injured. Okay, I guess I'll pick you up. Graham, help me! Doing my best, Cedric. I would leave you if I could. Alright, there's a very glowing thing here. Perhaps I should pick it up. It is an adventure game, after all. Always pick up big, glowy, shiny thingies. Unless you're doing Space Quest 4 and the glowy, shiny thingy happens to be an explosive. Then, well, pick it up, but then put it back. Alright. But yeah, we went to Harpy Island to pick up a fish hook and a seashell. The seashell is actually going to be immediately important because we're going back to the beach that we got this boat from. Oh look, there's a little house here. Let's ring a ding ding and see if anybody's home. Why look, he's home. Who are you? What are you doing on my beach? But he can't hear me very well, so we have to give him a seashell, which I guess acts as a hearing aid. I have no idea how that's supposed to work, but it does. So he's gonna, I don't know, he's gonna get Cedric back on his feet, on his wings, something like that. This cutscene is normally skippable on the French floppy version. These poultices should fix him up good as new. Ooh, I'm feeling better already. What was in those poultices? I said, what was in those poultices? Oh, right, a whole bunch of dialogue. King Graham's trying to find Mordak. The point of this whole quest. And so he's going to get a mermaid named Pearl to lead you to Mordak's Island. He'd talk you out of it, but Graham's family is there, so Graham can't just abandon his quest. Okay, but first we get this little cutscene of Graham following the mermaid with her 2 frames of animation. Very great animation. But wait, if it's so good, why don't we have a second screen of it? Yeah, there's only 1 screen on the PC version, but 2 on this version. A few hours later, they crash. Oh no, watch out for the rocks, Graham! They're poisonous! Okay, I'm going to make a safety save here, because although it's never happened to me, I've been warned that Mordak can show up on the beach. So, just make a safety save. I'll go ahead and pick up the fish. If I had a nickel for every fish I've picked up in this run, I would have 2 nickels, which is not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Oh, and I did get a crystal from the crystal cave. You did remember to get that, right? Because you're going to need it to... Oops. You misclick, and you wait a very long time before you get control of the cursor back. I have the power! Alright, if you're quick enough, you can get through this screen without Cedric popping up. I was not quick enough. Also, Graham's starting to lose his patience with Cedric. Come on, Cedric! And in here, we have a grate. We're going to go in here. Cedric's going to stay out here and keep watch. I don't know what he's going to keep watch for, but we're just going to go down here. So, Cedric will be the lookout here. The maze's layout is actually different from the PC version, but there's also a little bug here. You're supposed to go and find Dink in the maze, but on any random screen, you can just shake the tambourine and Dink will suddenly appear, run off with the tambourine, and drop this hairpin. So we'll go ahead and grab it. Graham reaches down. Let's see. I go right here, left here, right here. It's a second left. And then the first right. Yes, this is correct. Alright, Graham is well accustomed to picking locks with hairpins. That is a normal thing that you do as king. And so, yeah, we just go through the door here. And then we're going to find a girl here who is cleaning the floors. This is Princess Cosima from the Land of the Green Isles. She only has a really small part to play here, but she's going to drive the plot for King's Quest VI. But in the meantime, the locket that was in the bird's nest on the mountain far away from here is hers for some reason. And you give it to her, you win her trust, and she promises to help Graham out if she can. But safety save here, because we go onto these screens. Mordak could appear at any moment. What I actually want to see is a blue monster appearing on this screen. It didn't appear. So I'm going to cycle the screen back and forth until it does. There it is. You need to see it, and it needs to capture Graham, who just kind of stands there stoically as he's carried off. But you gotta get captured on purpose, so the fish hook that you got from Harpy Island, you can use it on this mouse hole to get some green, moldy old cheese. And then Cosima will come along and rescue you, get you out of the dungeon. She only does this once, so if you get captured again, then it's curtains for you. And also, conveniently enough, you end up in the maze, but Cosima will lead you out, but she doesn't take the shortest path, so you can cut a little bit off the path here by just going straight forward. You'll lose Cosima, but you'll get back here faster. For inventory management purposes, I am going to raid Mordak's armory here, waiting until now to do so, where he has this deadly-looking bag of peas. It's a weapon. But you know what they say, you can only keep the peas if you have a deadly enough weapon. Alright, we're going to go through here again, another safety save, because again, Mordak can appear at any time. If the blue beast appears, I need to keep an eye out for that. Oh, that's Mananan. He didn't say anything, so I think I'm okay, but I'll make a second save just to be sure. E. Yeah, Mordak didn't appear so far. So we're coming here to this library where we're going to read this book. This looks interesting. Graham wonders what the symbols mean. And I'll make a safety save here again because it is possible for Mordak to suddenly, like that. But again, the save only saved that I happened to enter this room, so I will just simply load the game. And it's as if I re-entered the room, so I don't see Mordak appearing this time, so we should be good. We have a little bit of a wait here until he goes to sleep. Yeah, if he was going to kill me, he probably would have done so by now. So just wait here for him to go to sleep. How we doing, everyone? Yay. Yeah. I'm fairly certain that even though I saw the cat, that I'm okay here. The cat appearing on the PC version is immediate death for you unless you capture it. But in this version, you are able to double back. Anytime now, Mordak. There he is. Yeah, that went a lot better than this summer. Last summer when I did that, I managed to capture the cat in the library, but it turned out that having a captured cat in the library caused Mordak to never go to sleep at all. I had to cycle the room. Okay, but we have this machine, which is very clearly used to transfer power from one wand to another. I stole Mordak's freshly charged wand, and so now I'm going to use that green piece of moldy cheese that I found in the dungeon earlier to power the machine so that I can transfer the power from Mordak's wand to Crispin's wand, which I have been carrying with me the entire game. Oh, wait a minute. I was supposed to put Crispin's wand on the machine on the right side. Uh-oh. That's going to shorten this cutscene a little bit, but it's also going to say the machine didn't seem to do anything. Well, let's just put the wand here and then take it right back and hope the game doesn't notice. Hooray! It worked! The game didn't notice anything. Alright, but we're gonna go down here, try to regrow our family, but then whoops, Mordak woke up. I guess that machine was a little noisy. I'll take care of you, you swine. But he can't be all bad, because he's gonna get off one last shot, and it's gonna hit Cedric. Oh, what a... Ooh, what a loss. Okay, but he's going to turn into a flying thing. Now my freshly powered wand will be used with those symbols in the book to go turn into a tiger. This is our final battle with very good music and animation. Why, you little... Mordak goes, form of a dragon. Okay, well, I can go form of... Banui. The flames are just too slow. Rabbit is too fast. Only the form of a rabbit is fast enough to dodge those flames. Oh, what great animation. You think you're so smart, don't you? Well, I've got you now. Say goodbye, swine. Okay, alright. We'll do form of a mongoose. Time's gonna come up when I select the last thing, which is going to be, well, Mordak is going to go form of a ring of fire. He turns into a fire. He does not create a fire. He turns into a fire. Time. And Graham, rather than turning into a rain cloud, actually creates a rain cloud. Good on you, Graham, for not actually turning into something that dissipates. And now Mordak is dead. Forever. He's really put out about it. And Kasim was like, wait, maybe Mordak's just trying to trick you. Then suddenly Crispin teleports here and is like, wait, you mean you could have done that the whole time? And Crispin's like, no, not just any time, only when it was funny. I had to do that. Oh, but Crispin is like, okay, I'm going to bring your family back out of that bottle, bring them back to their normal size. And then Alexander is like, well, I'm going to set up the plot to the next game by seeing this girl and being all like, my lady, I would like to dedicate an entire game to you. And then poof, Castle's back. And then, wait, what about Cedric? What about Cedric? Over there! That's where Cedric is. Just laying on the floor there. What is that confounded word? Abracadabra. Oof. Crispin, why did you take so long? All in a day's work. All in a day's work. Yeah, again, Crispin, you could have done this anytime. Poof! Everybody goes home. And there she is, our happy home. Let's go home, shall we? Yes, let's. And then... oh, those animations. Oh, wait, they're actually shrinking on the screen. How much memory did they have to dedicate to that? The end. Your score, 255 out of 260 possible. And those missing 5 points are because I did not use the bag of peas on the blue monster and then subsequently capture the cat. That's it. Anyways, thank you for having me. Have a good nest block.